What's good, sports gamers? And with a bunch of people getting their hand on NBA 2K19 this past week, they started to report on the new improvements to gameplay we should expect in the new game, and we're gonna go over it. So let's do it.
Sports Gamers Online is the #1 source for the sports gamer.
We'll start with one of the biggest issues gamers had with 2K18 was they basically left us butt naked on knowing when was the perfect time to release the button on layups because it was invisible. So you were forced to basically get a feel as to when to let go of it, or you would miss something that otherwise should have been money. Besides that moment where it popped up randomly and you were so flustered your meter was empty and you bricked the shot anyway. So they heard the complaints and included a shot meter on all layups now. They tried something new, making it invisible, just like when they put it in the first place, which I wasn't a fan of initially, but they realized their mistake and reverted back. That's good. We didn't want to be on 2K21 and still asking to bring this back. What I found interesting is an article states each layup animation will require different timing, so the more basic layup packages will be easier to get right, I assume. Now, another meter issue that was changed. How many of you guys really like the 2K18 shot meter? I'm still not a fan, which is why I'm excited for the option in 2K19 to change it to back under your player's feet or keep it at the player's hands. Now, if you ask me why I prefer it under my feet, I don't know. I probably shot the same in 18 as I did in 17, but maybe it's the fact that the meter can sometimes be in traffic with a bunch of players around it, or just in general all in the way. I like the option to keep it underneath. And the shot feedback system was tuned, as you know, too many times you were what many people would consider wide open, but because the defense had a defender running behind you or near you but clearly guarding somebody else, it will have the nerve to say heavily contested and you end up bricking it. But based on this person's review of their time with the game, their direct quote was the shot feedback system in NBA 2K19 seems much more in line with what I was actually seeing on the court. So that's good to hear. Article also goes on to talk about a rebuilt stealing system, because basically stealing was hard this year, at least for me. It seemed oftentimes random, where the times I would get it plucked was when I was just standing there trying to pick a play or whatever and the dude rushed up on me and hit steal, or if the ball handler would dribble into somebody's legs. I rarely got the, oh, there's nobody between me and this ball, rush him. Ball handlers never got punished for that. Now of course I don't want everybody to do it, but I want the Pat Bears to feel like, take soccer, if somebody goes in for a tackle, which is essentially putting your leg in the way of the ball, I want that steal. So they fixed all that this year, as successful steal opportunities are now governed by a zone system that judges vulnerability to losing the ball. So according to this, the times when the defender are at their most likely to lose the ball, if you time it right, you will get a better shot of stealing it, which is all I want. So dribblers also have to be aware of the defender being able to reach in and strip you if you expose the ball and they time it at the perfect moment. So we could be on some Kawhi stuff if you can guess where the ball is going to go. Now I'm jumping to conclusions on that part, but that's what it seems like. Also, probably my favorite thing a few people have mentioned is the blow-by animation is no more. So they're going back to, stick scale actually mattering and giving the ball handler and defender an equal chance of winning the one-on-one battle. The blow-by animation just messed up a lot of things this year. It basically was a crutch to a lot of people. They try to break you down. You actually stay in front, but they end up getting a blow-by animation anyway instead of getting stonewalled like they should be. And they still end up with a decent shot of scoring, despite doing nothing with their one-on-one. I had this dude named Rashawn Hams in my online league I did with my buddies. Power forward, but he was fast. Majority of the time I just drove on people because he was already faster than most fours, and if they ended up getting good position, the blow-by animation would trigger and I would still go right by him. It was crazy. And don't even get me started on people that would use 5-out offenses, knowing it's almost impossible to not have the blow-by animation trigger. People should only get a blow-by if the defender is baited in the wrong direction by the ball handler's dribble move, or if they're not in position initially to stop the guy. And just like with what we've seen from NBA Live 19 footage, 2K is also bringing a street ball aspect to their game with new dribble moves to really have your opponent quit and throw his controller. Some moves like wrapping the ball around a defender's head and the nutmeg will be in next year's game, but unlike Live, they will only be available to use in street modes. And don't even start in the comments saying 2K stole this from Live. Don't do it. Also, now apparently interior defense has been improved upon as well. So when you drive into high traffic areas, instead of 2 or 3 defenders ignoring you and the third maybe contesting you, The new stealing system will give bigs the awareness to try and swipe at the ball as you're driving. So you're going to have to be much smarter and know which moves protect the ball better than others, and contact in the paint will be more difficult to bully ball your way through. Mike Wang says because of the new motion system they went to last year, it made protecting the rim a challenge, so they lowered the frequency of made layups as sort of a band-aid. So it wasn't us knowing when to release the invisible meter when going for layups. They did that on purpose. Otherwise, everybody would finish at the rim like Shaq. And lastly, which is always a hot topic, is computer AI and enhancements to it each year. With the new steal system, it required computer players to be more aware of when the ball is in a vulnerable state, or be aware of potential double teams, so when that happens, an off-ball computer guy will cut accordingly. And to avoid getting beat by the same move over and over, the AI will be better at spotting tendencies and how you're beating them. The article example is you always shooting a 3 out of the pick and roll, so then the computer will be okay and start pressing you before you reach the 3-point line. And improvements to the transition game lane principles, so you will get better spacing when on the fast break to have kick out 3 opportunities. Even though guys still are going to pull up with the ball handler. Now thanks to the footage from Cash Nasty, we got a glimpse of 2K19 in action. And in this freeze frame, the first thing you notice is they rearranged the scoreboard, so the team logo is now to the left of the team name, and the font has been changed as well. Now I'm one of those people who get hyped when they change the scoreboard in games, whether it's 2K or Madden, so they get a thumbs up for that one. But I still wish they switched back to the 2K14 one. That was perfect. I love this scoreboard. Now you see the layup meter in action. He gets a green release but gets it swatted into the 5th row anyway. Now you see the layup meter takes effect on the floater as well this year. Now here's the new steal system coming into effect. This is what I mean, nobody is between you and the ball, and the added bonus for it being boogie, and it should be a clean steal. I remember I went over the layups having different timing, so I guess the longer it takes them, the longer you have to hold it. And you see the guy actually lets the button go before Livingston finishes his layup, so his meter doesn't end up filled all the way. Now look at that, no blow by, the defender's actually standing his ground. I love it. Now you can still lose the ball off of people's feet, but focused on how ball still was getting the blow by animation, but only because the defender wasn't in position to deny him like the guy was on Brown. Look at Buddy about to split his pants on the clay behind the back though. But anyways, from the footage you can see certain improvements that the article states and people on Twitter mention, but like anything, we truly have to get our hands on the game to see just how much 2K19 improved off of 18, and I can't wait. But what about y'all? How do you feel about the confirmed improvements so far in 2K19? Let us know in the comments down below. And what's something gameplay wise that hasn't been discussed yet that you're worried is still in? For me, it's the drop passes by bigs up basically 100% of the time in the paint. But what about y'all? And make sure y'all stay tuned here at Sports Gamers Online for more news. So make sure to subscribe if you haven't. And once you're with us, hit that bell icon at the bottom so you don't miss anything we put out. I'm Chris. Thank y'all for watching. And be good, y'all.
Let it go, bitch, you let that shit go. Yeah, it's some shots off at your dome. Pussy boy will pull up at your home. Yeah, home alone, home alone, home alone. It's your chromosome, bitch, chromosome. Ballin' wide, I be so.